Bill McMillan here with IndyWX.com. Wanted to take a look at the unfolding weather situation here over the next couple of days and talk about the weekend. So the visible satellite image here shows the surface low swirling around quite nicely across northeastern portions of Missouri, and rainfall has been rather widespread across portions of Illinois most of the day. One thing I want to point out here, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in just a minute, is there's a rather brisk easterly flow into eastern and central Indiana, courtesy of an area of high pressure to our north. And that is going to continue to really play an impact on just how far north the rain shield will make it across central Indiana as we go through the course of the next couple of days. We still favor southern portions of the state to see the heaviest rainfall. Moderate rainfall amounts somewhere between a half inch and maybe up to an inch possible across the I-70 corridor, though we're thinking that may actually be a little bit aggressive. This easterly flow is really kind of doing the dirty work in supplying a much drier air mass locally here across central Indiana. So the latest radar shows, again, the widespread rain across Illinois, really, again, having trouble making it east and running into that dry air. Eventually it is going to moisten up enough, and we will see widespread rain overspread southern and portions of central Indiana, but that fine line, we're going to have to keep an eye on just how far north the rain makes it. Right now, we would actually favor a southern shift our idea of the moderate to heavy rain further south, when that if compared to this morning's forecast. But let's take a look at a couple of observations here as of the 6 o'clock hour. And what you're going to notice is that we've got an easterly flow in place here across all central Indiana reporting sites, and it's supplying a drier air mass as well. So some dew points even into the middle 50s this evening. All the temperatures, hard to believe this is the early part of August at 6 o'clock with widespread mid and upper 70s. I mean, the cool summer just continues, and it's only going to grow cooler in the days ahead next week. We'll talk about that before we close out. But again, what we want to get across here is that the easterly flow and the associated drier air is really going to impact exactly how far north that shield of rain will make it later tonight and Friday. As we've been saying all along, it's been that battle that some of the forecast models have really been struggling with, trying to figure out exactly what kind of impact that area of high pressure will have on the surface low as it moves east. Some of the latest rainfall data in here would suggest that, again, southern Indiana is most at risk for heavy rainfall. A couple of things we do want to mention, though. The weekend will continue to maintain a chance of showers throughout the weekend. The most concentrated rain and the most widespread cloud cover can be expected tomorrow. We will have periods of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday, but that said, we can't go with an all-dry forecast now Saturday and Sunday. There'll be enough energy around where we'll have to maintain mention of a scattered shower both Saturday and Sunday. Just something to keep in mind. Nothing to cancel plans over, but don't be surprised if we do have a scattered shower around central Indiana both Saturday and Sunday. Again, we're looking here, though, at the high-resolution forecast NAM rainfall output into 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and this shows most under the gun would be southwestern portions of the state. Take this verbatim, we're talking around an inch or so of rain. We do think there'll be heavier totals than that, though, across this portion of Indiana. Let's go take a look at the latest. I'll zoom this out really quick so I can give you a better idea. This is the actual NAM forecast forecast rainfall potential as we move through the course. I'm going to take this all the way out to Sunday morning. And it's a little bit more aggressive than what the high-res 4-kilometer NAM was showing. It has a bullseye of some amounts upwards of 3 inches across south-central Indiana. That may be a little too aggressive, in my opinion. But again, it shows the general idea of where the heaviest rain will fall, and again, that's across the southern third of the state. And then finally, we'll take a look at what has been the most consistent forecast model throughout over the past several days, and that's the Canadian. And it continues to show, again, heaviest rain across the southern third of the state, and then some moderate rainfall amounts half inch to an inch along the I-70 corridor. Once above that I-70 corridor or to the north of the I-70 corridor, it's really going to be hard to get any sort of heavy rainfall with all this dry air in place and that easterly flow continuing. One more thing we wanted to talk about is just an incredibly prolonged, just cool stretch that continues. And it's really interesting just to look at some of this data. I mean, if you take the GFS, and actually the European is very similar. The GFS forecast the warmest temperature over the course of the upcoming week to be 81 degrees, Monday afternoon, again Tuesday afternoon before a cold front blows through and ushers in, again, a fall-like feel for the middle and latter part of next week. Very good model agreement on this, but it's incredible to look at a week's worth of forecast numbers here in the early to middle part of August and see the warmest temperature at 81 degrees. Just amazing, and thankfully we've got this in place now because if our idea is correct on the upcoming winter, the money that we're saving right now off of our cooling bills will go right back out of our pockets when we're dealing with astronomical heating cost over the winter with a colder than normal winter expected, at least if that's what at least that's what it looks like to us right now. So just wanted to talk about that as well. And then finally, guys, we'll finish things up with a look at the GFS forecast model, and putting this into motion, we'll show the area of low pressure moving east through the area and kind of just meandering around the Ohio Valley over the weekend, and that will continue the threat of a scattered shower Saturday and Sunday. Again, the most widespread rain, of course, is coming tomorrow, and cloudy skies, a cool easterly flow, and then we'll have periods of sunshine Saturday and Sunday, but we can't rule out a scattered shower both of those days as well. Finally, a cold front will sweep the state early next week. We'll forecast a cold front passage late Tuesday, early Wednesday, and much cooler air will pour back into the area courtesy of an area of high pressure to our north. It'll feel like fall once again here by the middle to latter part of next week. Guys, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for logging on to NDWX.com. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated.